believe in magic. I believe in love everlasting. And understand that Houdini was a great magician.
Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm in a great mood, as always. Okay, now
But
don't.
my heart is nothing like those rocks. And you're formless than my brand of stock. Like little Red Riding Hood, you're the fox. Oh, and baby, I'm scared of you. I don't believe in that.
Sorry, y'all. This is a Jersey Club classic. If you're not familiar, my nail broke. Get familiar, okay? Maybe saying I dance like somebody's auntie. But guess what? I am somebody's auntie. a lot of kids. Got a lot of nieces and nephews. Well, you know, I just like to start off with music to lighten the mood, but I'm about to cut that off so we can get down to why the hell I'm making this video.
What was your favorite part of high school?
Making out with your mom.
That was a commercial. All right. So, what have I come to talk to my ladies about today? Because, you know, I don't want my channel to be about anybody else's channel, but I think that Kevin Samuels is doing the Lord's work. Like, I ain't even gonna fret. Like, do I agree with every single thing that he says? No. But I understand that it comes from a man's perspective, and I appreciate it because I'm not a man, and neither are you, ladies. So I just don't understand, why are you arguing with what men want? We're not supposed to make them us. We are supposed to appreciate them being who they are, men. And I think that's a major issue with today's women. Like, we think we're gonna make over men in our image, and we're just not. And they shouldn't be like us. As a matter of fact, we need to stop being so much like them. Stop competing with a man. I'm not competing with a man about who's gonna make the most money. All right? I'm not. You got it, bro. Go ahead and make that money and help me out. Like, why am I competing with him? I don't understand the dynamics of having a competition with your counterpart. We're supposed to be building community, and all I see is a lot of women wanting to argue with the way men are. Oh my God, you men are so vain. All you care about is how a woman looks. When has that not been the case? Why are y'all acting like men have not been the same? That's one thing that I can concede. It's not the men who've changed. It's the women who've changed. It's the women who've changed. It's not the men. The men are still damn near cavemen. They hunt. They have sex. Like, and they want a good looking woman to be able to create the home environment with, okay? They want a woman who can produce children, right? Because that's their legacy. Now, this is no offense to women who cannot have children or who have aged out of that process. Understand, if you cannot have children for your own and you want children, there is nothing wrong with adopting children. And if you have a problem with adopting children, then you truly are not doing this for a community. You're doing it for vanity. Okay? If you've already come to the resolution that you cannot have children, now mind you, that's not always a final say. Doctors don't be knowing what they're talking about, okay? Unless maybe you have a full hysterectomy, your body is a self-healing mechanism, and there are herbs that can bridge that gap again and make you able to have children, okay? So don't go by what a doctor says that you cannot have children. Get yourself on track, all right? Take the necessary supplements, okay? And I can make another video about what supplements are best for women in their reproductive system. I can do a video about that, but that's not what this video is about, okay? Understand that what we need men for are to help raise families and to be protectors of us, to provide for us things that we cannot provide or shouldn't have to provide, because our main focus is the home. Our main focus is the home and the children. Okay? Sure, we have dreams. Okay? Sure, we want careers. But does that come before family? And if it is coming before family, then we're part of the problem. We can't blame men, because we want it all. We cannot have it all. And that's what you need to understand. That's not a slight on any woman. When you have it all, that means you got to do it all too. So if I want to be a famous person, or if I want to be recognized and for my career and things like that, that means that most of my time and my focus has to go towards my career. If your time and your focus is going towards your career, guess where it's not going towards? Your family and your children, which are most important. So this is why we have to learn to get along with men instead of trying to change them. You ain't gonna win that battle. You're not gonna change how men are. They want to fuck. They want to fuck something that look good. They want some good food. They want for you to create an environment that they otherwise don't have time to create or don't have the know-how to create. So what are you bringing to the table as a woman? You're bringing all the unseen. Okay? The men are more about what is seen, about more of the material world. Okay? They go out and they're equipped physically and mentally to take on the outside world. Okay? That's what they do. That's a man's job. We have to understand the balance between force and flow. Masculinity is force, femininity is flow. Okay? So embrace your flow, women. And if you embrace the flow, you won't be trying to force all this shit. You won't be forcing relationships that don't work with people who don't want you. You won't be forcing it. You won't be arguing with no man. You're just going to flow into what you need for yourself, because you have your inner calm. A lot of you guys do not have your inner calm, and you do not have grounding. You need to work on your root chakra, the Muladhara. Let me tell you what the root chakra is about. The root chakra is about accepting of work and service. That's number one. No matter where you are in this world, you're either going to work or you're going to serve, or you're going to do both. Okay? So you have to decide, who do you want to work for and who do you want to serve? 9 times out of 10 for women is one of two. You're either going to serve a corporation or you're going to serve your husband and family. What do you want to choose? And then you can say, oh, well, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to serve myself. Okay. You can do that. Why can't you serve yourself whilst serving your family? You know, there are plenty of things that women can do from home and still make an impact onto the world. We have the internet. You don't have to leave your house. You can be a fashion mogul from your home. You can do accounting from your home. You can make websites from your home. You can do a cooking show from your house. You can show people how to raise children. You can show homeschooling techniques, virtual schooling techniques. It's so much shit you can do from home. And it don't mean you got to stay in the house all the time. It just means that primarily my focus is home and family. As a woman, that's my primary focus. And if I do not have children, then my focus is community still. Still community. Even if I don't have children of my own, I can help to serve the children of the community. And that is where your work and effort should go, into building community. Okay? Not into arguing with a man about what the freak he wants. He gonna get what the fuck you gonna give him at the end of the day. At the end of the day. And you have to give him what he wants. Because he's the one who's going to initiate that contract of marriage. Now, previously, I didn't give a damn about marriage, okay? But I wanted to have children. And I didn't see shit wrong with that. And so what did I do? I went out. I had my first son. You know what I'm saying? With a man who I knew was not that stabilizing force that I needed in my life. But what did he do? He showed me characteristics that I liked in a man, showing that he was an alpha male. A lot of women choose alpha males because that's what the fuck we're supposed to choose. Okay? And it just happens to be that some of them be gangsters. And some of them don't give a fuck about committing crimes or whatever like that because they're men and they shit. At the end of the day, men make laws, right? So if a man made a law and another man who is of a different constitution breaks that law, that's between men. The men have the right to do that. Why are a lot of our men locked up? Well, first of all, we were conquered, right? So as a conquered people, okay, that were brought to America or that was already in America and you lost control, the struggle is between men and versus other men. One race of men, black men, who are incarcerated. Why are a lot of black men incarcerated? Sure, the injustice system. We all know about that. But what is the root cause, okay? Because you're fighting a lot of effects. But what is the root cause that a lot of men are in jail? You have to be mentally trapped before you're physically trapped. Understand that. You're not going to end up in jail if you're not trapped mentally. Nothing can go on outside of yourself that is not already going on inside of yourself. So if you're having conflicts after conflict after conflict with men as a woman, then that means you have an inner conflict with men, and it probably stems from the first man who was supposed to show you what men are supposed to be, your father. What I've noticed about women who watch the Kevin Samuels videos or who call in, I've noticed that the ones who were raised by their father and who have a relationship with their father are better able to accept what he's saying. Why? Because they already know how to accept men for who they are. They're not in their emotions because they're already used to how men talk. They're already used to the fact that men are not going to play to your sensitivities and sensibilities unless they want to have sex with you. Otherwise, why are they going to play to your sensibilities? What is it serving them? When a man is trying to tell you and be honest with you about what men want and how they act, take his fucking word for it. Take his word for it, even if you don't believe it, even if you don't think that it makes sense. It's not for you to understand. Understand yourself as a woman. Understand what you're supposed to be tapping into, which is your flow, not your force. Okay, so when Kevin Samuels says that women are supposed to be feminine, beautiful, and intelligent, what man does not want a feminine, beautiful, intelligent woman? I don't give a shit how much money they make. They want a feminine, beautiful, and intelligent woman. And you guys are arguing with this man when he is specifically talking about high value men. Okay? High value men does imply that there's a low value man. It all depends on what it is that you value. Okay? And you guys are getting into it with him because what at the root of that, you have too much masculine energy, because what you're looking for is the same thing that men is looking for. That's why the fuck you can't get together with a man who is getting money, because you're on a money chase. You're on a money chase. They don't want to compete with you. Okay? They want to be the head. Let them fucking lead. Let them go out. Let them make the money. Let them provide. Does that mean that you have to sit around and be broke? No. You can create income that's passive. Okay? One that's not so demanding on your body, your soul, and your mind. Working at these corporations, for a lot of you, that's why you're stressed out. Because you have demands coming at you from the corporate world telling you, you got to sign this paper, you got to take this vaccine, or your career is over. And that scares the fuck out of some women, because they say, oh, I got to take care of my children. No. Taking care of your children is you being at peace, you being able to give them that nurturing element. Okay? And you attract, when you're in your element, you're able to attract everything else that you need. If you're trying to fulfill the man's role, then you're not going to attract a man that fills the role. I don't know. It's like this. If somebody is on the side of the road bleeding, right? Like black families, the black community, we're bleeding out. We're bleeding out. So before you find whose fault it is, before you find the killer, before you find who shot us, so instead of blaming each other, what do you do first? You stop the bleeding. And then you worry about whose fault it was. Well, we got to stop the bleeding. Our kids are suffering. They're not being raised right. There's no reason why any child should not be exposed to a healthy man and a healthy woman, even if it's not their parents. And that's where the women without children come in. That's where the men without children come in. Your coaches, your big mamas, your community members who help the parents who may not know or who may not understand what it takes or have what it takes. That's why you have the other people in the community. There's a place for you. There's a place for everyone. If we stop trying to blame each other, we can stop the bleeding, okay? And everyone is going to have to compromise in order for that to be done. Because these children are suffering. They're dying. They're misguided. While you want to sit up here and argue with a man, your teenage boy is gangbanging. What the fuck? Stop the bleeding first. And then worry about who did the shooting. I don't understand. Like, I don't have time to argue with no man about what the fuck he should or shouldn't do while I'm raising a son. My focus is making sure my son, whether it's his father or someone else, that he's around a man that I respect as a man, and showing the qualities that is necessary for a man. Showing that a man is going to get up at the crack of dawn and handle his motherfucking business. And that comes first. How the hell is men sitting up here arguing with women about frivolous shit? I don't even know. It ain't no argument. Get right within yourself and do what you know you're supposed to do as a woman. What are you supposed to do as a woman? If you really want to attract a man, listen to what the fuck they're saying. Why are you getting offended because a man says they want a woman to be in shape? Don't you want to be in shape? It's for you. This is the problem. Y'all getting mad at what men want, but what men want is best for you sometimes. What is wrong with taking care of your appearance, making sure you look a certain way. That shows self-respect, that you value yourself, that you don't want to go outside looking any type of fucking way. Okay? And you're getting mad at men for saying, take off those fucking spider lashes, take off that weave, take off that makeup. Do you know why? Some men don't even know why they don't like it. I can tell you why they don't like it. Because they can't see your natural skin, the dewiness, the elasticity of it. All of these things, your features, your natural features and stuff like that, are signals to their biological system that says this woman is fertile, this woman is wise, this woman is genetically compatible with me. We can have children together. You know that based off the symmetry of people's face, based off the pheromones and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Based off the energy that they're giving. That's how you understand who you want to mate with. So if you're masking yourself, which all of that fake stuff, even these fake, this is masculine. This is masculine. Think mask. You're putting on a mask. You're covering what's natural. And it wouldn't be a problem per se. Like, you can throw on things, but are you comfortable with it when it's off? Because that is, and if you're not, then you're not ready for a man. If you're not comfortable with no lashes and no makeup and no weave around a man that you plan to have children with and reproduce with, then you're not comfortable within yourself. You're not comfortable without a mask. And that's a you problem. So stop arguing with a man about a weave. Are you comfortable without your weave? Do you have edges? Okay? And that's not a slight, well, that is kind of a shot. But the thing is that a lot of women would rather cover up the fact that they don't have edges instead of really figuring out what herbs and what supplements I can take to naturally grow my hair back. You're so concerned with the mask, you're not concerned about what's under it and what's natural and what's... Stop arguing. Get your ass in a gym. Matter of fact, I got a gym membership that I barely use. You know what I use? This motherfucker right here. Okay? I'm stretching. I'm doing my yoga. Okay? You know, all you need is a mat. Stretch. Get your flexibility up. Okay? Be flexible. That's another thing that's inherent to a woman who's in touch with her flow. She's flexible. All right? And sometimes and as a woman, you have to be flexible when you have a man leading the way, because things may change. That may be out of your control, but you have to be able to go with it. You have to be able to flow with it. There's nothing wrong with saying people get offended at it. The man is the head. It's not even a religious thing with a man being the head and a woman being a tail. Women get offended by that. Let me tell you why you should not be offended by that. What they mean when they saying the man is the head is meaning that they're out front. Okay? The children are the body. The woman is the tail. What does that mean? That means in between the head and the tail, the children are covered, right? I'm allowing him to be out front, compete with other men, because I don't want to do it. This is the problem. You women, you want to go out here and compete with other men about money and about strength and stuff like that. That is masculine. I'm not competing with no man because he's better equipped to face this outside world than I am. Okay? So why would I fight him for that? Do you, bro? I'm going to let you do your role. And guess what I'm going to be doing over here? I'm going to be figuring out the best methods to build our legacy. I'm handling all this stuff in between. He just out front. I'm handling everything. I'm handling the whole body of work here and making sure it's good. That's why I'm at the back, making sure everything is going well. Okay? And what you are at the back is the secret hand. You're the secret. The woman is the secret to a successful kingdom. And that's why rich men don't have no problem marrying, because they know they need a woman to order it. But she ain't got to tell everybody that she is the person who's running the show. Everybody know the women be running the show. We ain't got to say it. We just sit back. Silence is our power, okay? Silence is golden. Silence is our power. And being able to maneuver and flow in ways that they cannot maneuver and flow. Men can't maneuver the same way that women can. Okay? So you're supposed to take what he gives, take what he has made in the outside world, you multiply that into the body, right? You take his one stream of income and you make it multiple streams of income. You are supposed to be thinking about the investment to multiply the money, not going out to get it. Let him do that. Does that mean you cannot still be a person that makes a name for himself? Of course you can. But where you gonna get the capital to do that? Let him do that. And because he loves you and because he wants a happy home, he's going to make sure your dreams are fulfilled as well. Sometimes our dreams have to be delayed, and that's fine, because my number one dream is to create a stable, healthy family. And I took that on as a priority when I said I wanted to have a motherfucking child. So that's a commitment that I made. I can't get out of that contract until that contract is fulfilled. So I can't go and make another contract that usurps that original contract. I'm in breach of contract. And a lot of you women are in breach of contract. Yeah, we didn't know. Yeah, we might have had children before getting married, because a lot of times we grew up and we didn't see the value in marriage, men and women alike. We like, why the hell should I get married when I can make my own money and I can take care of my child? But guess what? That may work with one child. But once you have a second or a third child, you realize this is not a one-person job. And it's not the job of one sex. You need the energies to balance themselves out so you can make a whole and complete child. Okay, so you need force and flow. That's why the women are there for the early formative years, to make sure they stay within their... A lot of children are suffering because they are not in tune with their bodies. They have been traumatized in childhood, so now they're outside of their bodies and they're acting out. The mother's job is supposed to give them that initial grounding, make them feel that initial security, okay? The initial security of being nurtured by your mother, held by your mother, okay? Guided by your mother. Then once she's giving you a good foundation, a good grounding in love and nurturing, then you're supposed to get your lessons from your father, and that's male and female, to understand how it works in the world of force, the outside world of materialism, because we still have to operate in it. Doesn't mean we have to take on the role of extracting goods and stuff for our family from it the way men are supposed to do. But we still have to understand how to operate in the world. And a lot of women have not gotten that part of it. They haven't gotten the guidance from their father, just like a lot of men haven't. But what you learn from your father is that I don't have to be out in front. I'm the treasure. I have to worry about my womb and reproducing and nurturing. I can't do that if I'm out here in the world of force, making a way, forging a way. That's not my strength. And that's why women are losing a lot of their power, because we don't know where our power lies. Our power lies in the unseen, in the world of flow and formlessness. Like, We don't have to produce a freaking power plant and make buildings and do shit like that. We have to instill the principles. We have to instill the calm, the peace, that unseen stuff. That's why when a man asks, well, what do a woman bring to a table? You know that ain't the man for you. Because he don't understand the value of flow. That's what you bring. You bring flow, you bring legacy, you bring the ability to multiply whatever it is that he goes and gets. Okay, so live in your power and stop trying to compete and argue with men about what the hell they want. It's not gonna change. You're arguing just like how we want men to provide, and we ain't trying to hear nothing else. Why are you arguing about have you ever dated a high value man with what Kevin calls a high value man? Guess what? 9 times out of 10, a lot of them have so many options, just like he said, that they're very arrogant. Sometimes they rule with an iron fist. So if they have that much force about them, you have to have that much more flow about you in order for it to work. A high value man, or a man that's making a bunch of money, that's able to produce at a very stable, consistent rate, that means they have self-discipline. Do you have self-discipline? Because you're going to have a lot of self-discipline if you want to deal with a man who's disciplined enough to make a structure and bring in money. He wants a disciplined woman. He don't want no woman that's all over the place. Okay? If you care more about what your friends is doing and you so far in their business and all this other drama, he ain't gonna want you. You got to be about him, because you have to be able to multiply what he brings in and also be able to be his comfort after he is in the world of force. You have to be his calm. Okay? So yes, you have to be extra feminine. You have to be extra. Bring out your inner geisha girl. Yes, yes. Because guess what? And if you can't do that, that's masculine. That's your ego. You should not have that much ego. Because understand, you're going to work for somebody. You're going to serve somebody. Why not it be your man and your family? You would rather go out here and serve other people? You would make concessions to be able to serve. You don't want to get up early. You don't want to be talking on the phone all day to people and not doing things that have no purpose. Because that's what a lot of women are in, customer service and stuff like that. Things that actually have no real purpose, that doesn't require any real, I don't want to say skill, because it is a skill to have customer service. But why doesn't that customer service then translate over to a man?